Hello all and welcome back to my channel. My name is Pandey and thank you very much for watching my other videos. I am hoping that my videos are adding some values in your day-to-day Intune operation work. Please consider subscribing my channel. By subscribing, you will get access to new videos as soon as they are uploaded, and it's a great way to stay up to date with my content and support me at the same time. So in this video, I am going to talk about basics of configuration profile, what is CSP and what is OMA-URI, and how many ways we can troubleshoot the configuration file related issues. So in today's module, we will be exploring configuration profile in Microsoft Intune. We will start by understanding what configuration profile are using a non-technical and technical example to illustrate their purpose and benefits. Next, I will be highlighting key points to keep in mind when working with configuration profile. Then we will dive into the different ways to create a configuration profile in Microsoft Intune. Then we will discuss about what is configuration service provider or CSP and their policy scope. Then we will also explore Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier and its policy flow. And in last, we will see the ways to troubleshoot configuration profile from Intune side as well as from the device side. So before we begin, if you are new to my channel or yet not subscribed my channel, please consider subscribing my channel and turn on the notification so that you won't miss any of my videos. Now let's check what is configuration profile. So configuration profiles are settings and feature that we can apply to the device or users to control the way they interact with company resources and data. These settings and features are added to the configuration profile in Intune. Configuration profile can be used to enforce the security policies, set up email, Wi-Fi, VPN and other settings, as well as the configuring device features such as camera, app restrictions and many more. Configuration profiles can be created and assigned to a group of users or device in Intune, allowing us to easily manage and enforce the policy across your organization. Configuration profile can be used in conjunction with other Intune features such as device enrollment and compliance policy to create a comprehensive device management solution. For an example, we can create a configuration profile that enforces a password policy on all the devices, requires encryption on all data and block access to the certain websites. In this diagram, we can see that when we create a configuration profile from the Intune portal, these profiles are sent to the device through the OMA-DM protocol on the device, and configuration profile configures the device settings and features. Device settings includes password policies, encryption settings, network configurations, device restrictions, application restrictions, power and battery settings and display setting. As device features includes camera, microphone, Bluetooth, USB ports, screen recording, printing, cloud storage access and many more, which we can configure through the configuration profile. Now let's take a non-technical example to understand what is configuration profile. So imagine we are the manager of a large apartment complex. We need to ensure that all the apartments have a functioning air conditioned unit and that the temperature is set to a comfortable level for the tenants. However, we cannot physically visit every apartment to adjust the temperature manually. Instead, we could use a centralized management tool such as thermostat system to remotely adjust the temperature in each apartment to the desired level. This would be like how configuration profile works in Intune, allowing IT administrator to manage multiple devices from a centralized console and configure settings and features like Wi-Fi profile, VPN connection, and device settings. With configuration profile, Intune administrator can remotely manage and configure settings on devices, like how a thermostat can remotely manage and adjust the temperature in different apartments. Now let's see a technical example to understand the configuration profile. So imagine we are using Windows 10 or 11 device for work, and we need to configure certain settings such as Windows Update setting, power management settings, and firewall rules on each devices to ensure that they are the secure and optimized for performance. So instead of manually configuring these settings on each devices, which would be time consuming and prone to error, the IT administrator or Intune administrator can use the configuration profile to manage and configure the setting from a centralized console using Intune. In this case, IT admin can use a Windows Update configuration profile or update ring and apply it to all the devices, ensuring that all the devices receives critical security update and software patches automatically. IT admin can also create a power management configuration profile and apply to all laptops, configuring settings such as sleep mode and power saving option to help conserve battery life. So using configuration profile, Intune administrator can remotely manage and configure setting on multiple Windows 10 and 11 device, ensuring that they are secure and optimized for performance. This reduces the time and effort required for manual configuration and helps optimizing maintaining a high level of device security and performance. Now let's see some of the key points related to configuration profile. So if the configuration profile change on the MDM server like in Intune, the updated configuration profile is pushed to the device and the setting is configured to the new value. However, removing the assignments of a configuration profile from the user or device may not revert the setting to the default value. Most importantly, there are few configuration profiles that are removed after the assignment is removed or the configuration profile is deleted, such as Wi-Fi profile, VPN profile, certificate profile, and email profiles, because this behavior is controlled by each CSP. So we should try to understand the behavior of CSP to manage our setting correctly. Now let's see how many ways we can configure a configuration profile in Intune. So there are mainly 4 ways through which we can configure a configuration profile or configure the device features and settings via Intune, and these are setting catalogs, templates, OMA-URI settings, and administrative templates or custom administrative templates. So setting catalog is a predefined list of settings that Intune admin can use to configure a device. Intune provides a number of built-in setting catalog for Windows, and we can also create our own custom setting catalog by selecting the settings we want to configure. So for that we have to go to the Intune. Within the configuration profile, we have to create a configuration profile and we have to select a platform Windows 10 and later, and within the profile type we have to select a setting catalog profile. Now the second way of configuring the configuration profile is to use a templates. So a template is a pre-configured set of settings that can be used to create configuration profile quickly and easily. Templates can be based on the existing profile or can be created from the scratch. Once a template is created, it can be used to create multiple configuration profile with similar settings. And to do this, we have to go to the Intune portal. Within the configuration profile, we have to go to the create configuration profile, and in that we have to select the platform Windows 10 and later, and in the profile type we have to select the template profile, and then we can create the predefined configuration present in the template. Now the third way is to create a configuration profile is to use a OMA-URI setting. So the OMA-URI is a Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier, and the OMA-URI settings are a way to configure the advanced device settings that are not available through the standard configuration option. With OMA-URI setting, we can create custom settings and can apply them to the device using Intune. This allows us to configure settings such as registry change, custom policies and other advanced device setting, which is by default not present in Intune in the form of CSP. And to do this, we have to go to the Intune portal, and within Intune portal we have to go to the configuration profile, and then we have to create a profile. Within that we have to select the platform Windows 10 and later, and in the profile type we have to select the template, and within the template we have an option called custom profile. We have to select this and we have to create a OMA-URI profile. And the last one is the administrative templates, or we can create our own custom ADMX and ADML templates, which are essentially a set of registry based policy settings that can be used to manage the behavior of Windows device. They are typically used in on-premises Active Directory environment, but can also be used with Intune to manage the Windows 10 device. So the Intune templates are 100% cloud-based and are built into Intune and do not require any customization, including using OMA-URI. They offers a straightforward way to configure the setting and find the setting you want. We can import the custom and third-party partner ADMX and ADML template into the Intune Admin Center portal, and once the ADML and ADMX templates are imported, we can create a device configuration profile or policy using these settings and then assign the policy to your managed devices. And to create a administrative template, we have to go to the Intune portal. Again, within the configuration profile creation, we have to select the platform Windows 10 and later, and within that we have to select the profile type template, and within that we have an administrative template. We can also create a import administrative template by clicking on import administrative template, and then once the template are imported, we can deploy the custom ADMX template through Intune. So if you remember, in the last slide we have a word called CSP. Now let's understand what is configuration service provider, also known as CSP. So the CSP stands for configuration service provider. CSP are an interface that is used by mobile device management providers to read, to set and to modify and delete the configuration setting on the device. Typically, this is done through keys and values in the Windows registry. CSPs are built-in configurable settings that allow administrator to manage Windows 10 and Windows device effectively. CSP policies have a scope that defines the level at which a policy can be applied. Some CSP policies can be configured only at the device level. These policies apply regardless of who is logged in to the device. Other CSP can be configured at the device level. So CSP provides a different approach to adjusting the settings as compared to the conventional group policy settings. It offers an alternative method for configuring and managing various aspects of the system. So each CSP provides access to a specific setting. For an example, the Wi-Fi CSP contains the setting to create a Wi-Fi profile or to modify or delete a Wi-Fi profile. So CSP can be configured using a variety of methods, including through Intune Management Console, through PowerShell scripts, or through Windows Configuration Designer apps. CSP can also be configured via OMA-URI, which is Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier settings. CSP receives the configuration profile in a form of XML based synchronization markup language, also known as SyncML format, pushed from the Microsoft Intune server. Traditionally, enterprise management systems such as SCCM, also known as Configuration Manager, can also target CSP by using a client-side Windows Management Instrumentation, which is WMI to CSP bridge. Now let's see what is configuration service provider policy scope. So the policy scope is a level at which a policy can be configured. Some policies can only be configured at the device level, meaning that the policy will take effect independent of who is logged in into the device, and the other policies can be configured at the device level, meaning the policy will only be take effect for that user. So to configure a policy under a specific user or device scope, we have to use a /device vendor MSFT policy and the configure policy for device policy, and for user scope we have to use /user/vendor then slash MSFT then policy and the configure, and then we have to provide the area name and the policy name to be configured to the device. Now the policy service configuration provider has the following subcategories, like policy/configure/area name, which handles the policy configuration request from the server, and policy/request/area name, which provides a read-only path to read policies enforced on the device. So very important point is that configuration service provider is using the policy/result path to retrieve the resulting value in case of any policy conflicts. Configuration policies are also dependent on the edition and the operating system version. Therefore, when we are creating the policy, it is important to check the supported edition and the operating system version. Now let's see what is OMA-URI. So OMA-URI stands for Open Mobile Alliance Uniform Resource Identifier. The OMA-URI is a path to a specific configuration setting that is supported by the CSP on the Windows client. The OMA-URI is a string that represents the custom configuration for a Windows 10 based device or Windows 11 based device, and the syntax is determined by the CSP on the client. We can create a custom policy using a OMA-URI, and Intune uses the OMA-URI protocol to deliver the OMA-URIs to Windows client utilizing a predefined standard that employs XML based syncml to push the information on the client. So after the OMA-URI reaches the client, the CSP reads them and configure the Windows platform accordingly. Typically it does this by adding, reading or changing the registry value. So in short and simple words, OMA-URI is like a package of information that contains specific settings or instructions. Custom policy is like a box that holds the OMA-URI package. It helps organize and manage the setting. So Intune is the platform that takes care of delivering the custom profile, the box, to the appropriate devices. OMA-DM is the method or protocol used by Intune to send and deliver the custom profile, the box we are talking about here, to the device. It ensures that the package reaches the device correctly. The last, Windows CSP is a component on the Windows device that reads and apply the setting contained within the OMA-URI package. It's like the device way of understanding and following the instruction provided by the OMA-URI package. Now let's talk about the OMA-URI flow. Consider a scenario where we want to deploy a custom OMA-URI to enforce the local screen and logon image setting. As an administrator, we need to create a custom OMA-URI policy, and once the policy is created, it is assigned to all devices or as per your requirement. Now the policy is stored in Intune services, and the OMA-URI protocol is used to deliver the OMA-URI to Windows client machine, and the protocol utilizing a predefined standard that employs XML based syncml to push the information to the client. Now from the client side, which in this case the Windows 10 or Windows 11 device, knows that the CSP, which is configuration service provider, is responsible for reading the policy and setting or modifying or deleting the configuration settings. So this is done by mainly changing, creating or deleting the registry value. From the screenshot, we can see that the OMA-URI for enforce lock screen and logon image is now applied on the device by creating a respective registry value by the configuration service provider. Now let's see how we can do a configuration profile troubleshooting. So when we troubleshoot custom profile or any configuration profile, we will find the most problem fits in the following two categories. Either the policy did not reach to the client device, and the second one is the custom policy or profile did reach the client device, but the expected behavior is not observed. So if you have any policy that is not working as expected, verify whether the policy even reached on the device. So we can verify the policy reached on the device from the Intune portal as well as from the device end. So from Intune portal, we have four options. We can check the device assignment status, we can check the per setting status, we can collect the diagnostic logs to find the policies reached on the device, or we can use the troubleshooting and support option to see whether the policy is assigned to the device or not. And from the device end, we can check under access work or school setting that policy is reached on the device. We can export the MDF diagnostic reports and see whether the registries or the settings are changed or not. We can also use the registry and event viewer from the device end to verify the policy is configured properly or not. Now let's quickly see how we can troubleshoot the configuration profile related issue from the Intune portal. So the first way is to check the device assignment status. So this allows us to quickly see the status of device assignment for our configuration profile, provides a valuable information on which devices have successfully received and applied the profiles. Next, we can check the per setting status. With this feature or with this option, we can drill down into the individual settings within our configuration profile. It gives us a detailed insight into whether the specific setting are successfully applied or if any error have occurred. This helps us to pinpoint any configuration issues and troubleshooting them effectively. The third way is to collect the diagnostic logs. This is a powerful tool enables us to gather the diagnostic information from the device enroll in Intune. It captures the valuable data that can aid to troubleshooting and identifying the potential issue. And the last one from Intune portal side is to use the troubleshooting and support option. So troubleshoot and support option helps determining any issue with assignments, app protection status and enforcement failures. It provides policy details such as assignment type, platform, and the last modified date and time, which will help us to ensure policies deployed and assigned to the user and device. Now let's see how we can troubleshoot the configuration profile related issue from the device end. The very first one option is to see under access work or school. This feature allows us to review and troubleshoot our device connection to the work or school network. It provides valuable information such as policy reached to the device or not, as well as we can see in the screenshot that the update policy, device lock policy, defender policy and some other ADMX policy related to Firefox and Zoom reached to the device, which will ensure that the policies are coming down to the device, and if it is not giving a appropriate result, then we have to see whether the configuration is correct or not. Then we have a MDM diagnostic report option. So MDM diagnostic report provides detailed HTML report that offers valuable insights for troubleshooting configuration profile related issues. These reports display the default setting on the device along with the current applied setting with value and the management server responsible for applying the setting. Additionally, the report allows verification of the device operating system version and addition, providing critical information for profile compatibility. Also provide the last policy synchronization time which help us in understanding the last policy update time and ensure devices are up to date with the latest configuration. Now third one is the registry location. By checking the registry, we can validate whether the policies apply to the device. We have the policy manager registry folder located under HKLM software Microsoft. Within this folder, we can see that we have a ADMX default and ADMX current registry folder, which are related to the configuration profile configured via Intune ADMX policy. We also have a default and current policy folder where we can check the default and current configuration of Windows features and setting and ensure that the policies are coming down properly, and if the registries are properly configured, then why we are not getting the expected outcome. And the last option we have is to use the event viewer logs. So event viewer is a powerful tool that allow us to review and analyze the device management enterprise diagnostic provider event logs on the device, and by examining or checking these logs, we can identify any error warning or information message that may help us to troubleshoot the configuration policy related issues. I hope this is an informative video for you. Thank you very much for watching this video.